Welcome back to the Talk tonight as we look for solutions about the problem of Interstate 81, that elevated section, the viaduct through Syracuse, as the DOT calls it. We're looking to cities that have underwent similar transitions in the past. At 5 o'clock on NBC3, we took you on the road to Providence, Rhode Island, a city that's also dealt with an aging highway and a bridge that needed to come down. They're about 15 years ahead of where Syracuse is right now. And then we also, tomorrow, we'll be talking about Boston, Massachusetts, their big project, which does get plenty of criticism, but also has had tremendous results. But tonight we're focused on Providence, Rhode Island, and how it relates to Syracuse. And well, you guys, you saw the stories. You have a sense of.
I thought you did a great job.
Well,
It really was informative.
Thank you. The essence of the change there was they had this 195 connector to Interstate 95, which is a major highway along the East Coast, and they had an aging bridge over the Providence River. It had to come down one way or another, and so they decided, let's get creative about it. We'll take down the bridge, we'll move it about a half mile down the river, and we reopen sections of downtown. Here, this is when Quindell Williams, a photographer that I was with that day, we drove over the I-way bridge, as it's called, eight lanes wide now, and since I posted stories on this, I have different friends who live in the Providence area who first were saying, how come you didn't visit while you were there?
You were working.
Yeah, we were actually working, but they've also said that it has improved their commute into their downtown work areas significantly over the last 5 or 6 years.
I think that people who are habits of change have a hard time looking at anything, especially something that isn't tangible, that they can say, you know, this is what it's going to look like and this is how it's going to affect my life. You know, if you like your cup of coffee in the morning with sugar, you're always going to like it like that.
Well
so
said,
I think
yes.
that in this case, it's kind of similar where people are a bit trepidatious and they're not really sure what to embrace.
Yeah, well, you saw in our piece, we had the woman who was sitting at the cafe, she's having her lunch, and she admitted exactly what you said. They changed my exit, they changed my entrance ramp. You all of a sudden had to go a different way to get to work. But now that she's getting used to it, she's liking it quite a bit.
There's a chance, I know exactly where that coffee shop is, and there's a chance that that coffee shop would not be a coffee shop had they not changed the way that that highway was constructed through the city. So you can look at it as, like you said, you like your cup of coffee, you always want it the same way, or you can look at the possibility. What if we had tracts of land, acres of land in downtown Syracuse that are currently occupied by that bridge that were someday open to new development and new possibilities?
Yeah, and it's a long ways off, but it is difficult, as you said. It's hard for us to get past the I'll be inconvenienced in the short term.
Yeah, of
course.
Sure.
What legacy essentially does this community, this generation of today, leave for the next one? Because that's really what we'll be talking about. Just quickly on the iPad, I want to show you a great-looking website they put together, the 195 project in Providence, Rhode Island. It's called The Link. That's kind of the name they've given this section. There's some pictures of downtown Providence, by the way, which is beautiful at night, some of the construction work going on. We have a link to this in our web story, too, but this is the phase now where they're trying to do what Michael just suggested. They have the land cleared. Now they're waiting for the development to start. So it takes years and years to decide what to do, years and years to do it, and then years and years to figure out where the next phase is. They're just getting there now.
And take your time to educate yourself and explore sort of as you have, because this is a big, important decision for our community. You can learn more, by the way, about the tunnel options. That's tomorrow night at the Everson Museum.
Yeah, exactly. More at 6 o'clock tonight on NBC3 News, too. Also, right now on CNYCentral.com, you can read my latest Matt's Memo. It's about our ongoing on-the-road stories about what to do about 81. After spending the day in Providence, we made the ride north and east of Boston, too. We drove the tunnels and bridges of the Central Artery Tunnel project there. It's called the Big Dig. Tomorrow night we'll show you all that. People are commenting already, though, about the idea of change. Call me narrow-minded, but I just cannot imagine the city of Syracuse without a highway over it. Well, think about that. Take a walk down there sometime and look at the buildings that would suddenly be connected, and the parks, too. Another one said this: I have a funny feeling we'll be talking about what to do with 81 50 years from now. Well, hopefully 50 years from now, we'll be talking about what a great decision was made by the community, say, 40 years before.